Well, welcome back to Mr. Obsolete's Vintage Homesteading. We're going to be talking about this feed grinder here. This is made by the Stover Manufacturing Company, and most thing they were famous for early on was windmills, and from about 1885 on until 1942, gas and kerosene and even a few diesel engines. These are for the farm engines, and have the open flywheels. I'll show you a picture of one here in a bit. Since we're history buffs, and I talk about how that hobbies intertwine, so you start out with a Stover engine, then you move into feed grinder. Now these are for cutting grains and corn and stuff like that, so if you have chickens, ducks, geese, stuff like that, this is a necessity. So anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of the company there. So they came into existence in 1881, and like I say, lasted till 1942. And so there's a list of things that they made: bicycles, windmills. They were a big seller of windmills in the early part of the turn of the century there. Portable sawmills, water tanks, feed grinders, gas and kerosene engines, and like I say, at the very last, diesels. And they also made some household items on industrial things. They made hand tools and stuff for working around foundries, and for the homestead, you know, they had grinders and things like that. But they also made waffle irons. I don't have one, but I need to get one, because like I say, when you collect one thing, you can have a gas engine, you can have a feeder, and you need this, you need that, so you can have a broad spectrum of Stover goodies. So anyway, they were designed to work on wood stoves and coal stoves. You know, the old stoves had a round lid where you could take it off and you could put wood in or whatever like that, but the tool would sit down in there, the waffle iron would sit down in there, so the heat would come up. It had two handles on it, and you would open up the top and you pour your batter in there, and then you close it down, and then when you wanted to start it getting done, you could turn it down so it'd get more heat, and then you could put in the top one so you could rotate it again. You had two waffles. But the thing that's always interesting to me and many others, you know, the history of all this stuff, you know, the genius and marketing and all the things that went into making these companies such great successes, and why they disappeared. Well, Stover made lots of different things over the years. Two things they were most famous for early on were windmills, and later on gas engines. So like the gas engines were made from 1895 until 1942. So let's go out and we'll do some grinding up and show you what it's good for. Okay, well, we'll give you a demonstration. There's really not much to it, but you know, you put your grain or corn or whatever. We're going to be doing corn, you know, like for making food for chickens and whatnot. So you put it in the hopper there and start grinding. You can see that's a nice cornmeal there, and you can adjust it so that you can get finer. Chickens like it where they have this little bit coarseness in there. You can almost make it like flour, so we'll do a little bit better on this. You can see it's like a powder now, just like flour almost. So anyway, we'll come over here and we'll show you how it operates. Okay, well, this is what we start with. If you grow corn, you pick the cob off and then you dry it by hanging it up in a area that's out of the sun, and then when you're ready, you just kind of break it off here. And right in the hopper here. So inside of this machine, there's a stationary disc and one that moves. And you can adjust it with this wheel here, a knob. So if you turn it in, you get the finer, and you take it out. What it does, it opens and closes, and so the one disc is stationary and has teeth on it, and the other turns with the crank here, and so it just crushes it. There again, the adjustment on here makes it thinner or thicker, or even like wheat. So just loosen it up a bit here. That's how you get the different types of structure there. Vintage is best. We'll see you on the next exciting vintage video.